just hours before the first pitch was going to be thrown for the Blue Jays regular season. They now found out where they will be playing their home games, at least most of them. Buffalo Sailing Field, the new home for the Toronto Blue Jays, at least for now, as we bring in Arden Zwelling to help talk about this decision. Arden, how did we end up at Buffalo after the week that was?
I'll spare you all the gory details, Faisal, but it's been quite a long process when you think about it. The Blue Jays, remember, started with Rogers Center as their destination. They are Toronto's team. They wanted to play there. Obviously, our federal government put the kibosh on that. So the Blue Jays moved to Plan B, which was Dunedin. But then obviously the COVID cases there made that not an option. On to Pittsburgh and PNC Park, where they got approval from the Pirates to play there. Pennsylvania health officials said, not so much, not so fast, you can't come here. Then Baltimore, Camden Yards, they were going to build a clubhouse on the concourse or in the warehouse in right field, got up to the state level, and the Blue Jays just ran out of time because you're right, the season starts in a matter of hours. So they needed some certainty. They needed to move forward with a plan, and that plan is going to be Buffalo.
Oh, man, I can't imagine the headaches dealt with by the front office and the executive staff of the Blue Jays. But they now have a place to play. Tell us a little bit about the field itself.
It needs work.
Yeah.
It is a field that has not been played on in quite some time. So there's going to need to be some work to bring up the field itself to major league standards. And then everything around it needs to be improved and upgraded as well. Primarily the lighting. The lighting needs to be up to not only MLB standards, but broadcast quality as well. Because remember, baseball is a TV product this year. There's no fans in the stands. So it has to look good on television. So the Blue Jays about a week ago had new bulbs delivered to Buffalo. Those are there, but they still need to be installed and certain elements still need to be taken care of there. So that's the field and the lighting. Now let's go into the stadium.
Yeah.
In the clubhouses.
Clubhouse. Yep. I saw you posted a video. You posted a video about a bit of a tour of that place and that clubhouse. It is not what Major League Baseball players are used to seeing when they walk into a clubhouse.
It's a minor league clubhouse.
Yes.
It's exactly what it is. So on the home side and away side, there is simply not enough room to house full teams with MLB's distancing protocols. Remember, we got to keep space between lockers. You got to keep guys separated. So the Blue Jays are going to have to find some sort of a solution there, whether that's expanding to the concourse or maybe using some of the suites like we've seen at Fenway Park. Blue Jays are going to have to expand that. Also, just bring the amenities up to speed in those clubhouses in terms of dining areas, in terms of training areas, recovery areas. You think about how important, the trainers' tables are to your modern day athlete, hot tubs, cold tubs, weight rooms, conditioning areas. All of these things need to be brought up to MLB standard, not only for the home side and the Blue Jays, but for visiting ball players as well. And the Blue Jays have actually looked into potentially housing some of that stuff offsite. The Buffalo Sabres are very nearby in downtown Buffalo and have a lot of those modern amenities. So there is an option where the Blue Jays might end up using some of those facilities, but their strict preference is to have everything housed at Sahlen Field, and they have limited time to get it up to speed.
What about on the field for the Jays themselves, Arden? Will anything be different about how the game will be played or the development that kind of comes with there? Or is it just going to be too quick of a season? Look, this is the weirdest year any of us have experienced, and weird is the nice way of describing this. How will the on-field product be affected by maybe the intricacies of the park, or will it at all?
The biggest thing I wonder about is that preparation and recovery. And if players don't have all the facilities that they need and that they are accustomed to as modern athletes and able to prepare for and recover from games, I wonder about the competitive disadvantage there. And I wonder about how that's going to impact wins and losses. And it's impossible to quantify that and to say what kind of an impact all of this uncertainty and all of these circumstances are going to have on the Blue Jays. But you can bet that it's not going to be on wins because none of this is ideal. Remember, this is plan E now, of where the Blue Jays would prefer to go. Randall Grichuk 3 days ago called Buffalo a worst case scenario. The Blue Jays do not want to be at a minor league facility. The players' strict desires to be at a major league ballpark for all of those reasons that we've been talking about, Faisal, with all the luxuries and amenities that they are used to. They might not have access to some of those things now. And also, if the Blue Jays can't get Buffalo up to speed in time for that July 31st date against the Philadelphia Phillies, when they hope to open their quote unquote home schedule there, then they're likely going to be on the road until the middle of August. And that's a 16-game road trip. We talk about a 10-game road trip as being exhausting. Try starting your season with a 16-game banger. That's going to be very challenging for these players.
in itself, I mean, they're basically playing their whole season on the road. At least having
Mhm.
some place to call home in that process would be some sort of relief. And now they won't have that. I guess if you're looking at some silver linings, this Jays roster is so young. A lot of them will have spent time in that park and at that place in the past. Is there anything you can take from that at all? Or is this just a good coincidence there?
Yeah, look, you had Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Bo Bichette, Kevin Biggio, all very recently played on this field, so they will know the dimensions. They'll know how it plays. For some of the young guys on this roster, like Thomas Hatch and Santiago Espinal, who have been riding minor league buses for years, pretty much anything this year is going to be an upgrade over the minor league life. They're going to say, "Hey, I'm on a charter, and there's catering in the clubhouse now, and I get a major league per diem. This is great." They don't know what they don't know, but it's the veterans on the club that I think are probably going to be a little bit put off by that. That would be Randall Grichuk and Hyunjin Ryu and Matt Shoemaker and basically anybody who was born in the early 90s or late 80s who's going to look at this and say this is not the standard to which I am accustomed to across MLB. But you kind of alluded to it, Faisal. Everything in this season is unusual. Everything is uncommon. So the Blue Jays are used to facing this adversity at this point, are used to facing the uncertainty. At least now they do know where their home games are going to be played, and they can turn their attention to a 60-game sprint that they're about to begin on the field.
Thalen Field is that home that is Arden's dwelling with the latest information with regards to that. Arden, thanks so much for this.